What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, and welcome everybody to week 3 of the team preview, where this week you're going to be going up against none other than Coach Elly of the Shanghai Dreigons. I am super excited for this matchup. We took on First Gravy in last week. If you haven't seen that battle, definitely be sure to check it out because that was an extremely fire battle. But yeah, this week we're going up against Elly this time, who is another really famous coach, and I'm super honored to be battling her. I think this is our first time battling, maybe. I think this is my first time battling Elly. Maybe our second time, I can't remember. But she's a phenomenal battler. She's got a terrifying team, which I'll go ahead and plop up here. Plop! I'm going to go over a couple of changes, as I'm sure you've already seen. But let me go over her team first, and talk about her team a little bit, what I'm scared of, and all that fun stuff. So we got Spectrier, Kingambit, Glimmora, Quaquaval, Excalibur, Gardevoir, Talonflame, Toadscruel, and Kilowattrel. The Tera Captains are Tera Quaquaval with Tera Water and Electric, and Kilowattrel with Tera Flying and Water. The reason I'm being so loud, by the way, guys, is because I'm the only one in here right now, and I know that for a fact, so I'm taking advantage of it while I can. Overall, the things I find the most threatening, the Quaquaval with the Tera is extremely threatening. I literally watched her sweep her last week's opponent with this thing. It's terrifying. Moxie boosting with Aqua Step combo is just horrifying, especially if it's Tera Electric. Kilowattrel is one of the best Tera Captains in the game, at least in Draft League standards. So the fact that she has arguably two of the best Tera types in the, or Tera Pokemon, I should say, in the game is horrifying. Spectrier is also a massive threat. Kingambit is Kingambit. It is a big, huge issue. Glimmora being able to set up hazards for free, especially against my team, is absolutely horrifying, which is the main reason I drafted this new Pokemon, which we will talk about in a second. But yeah, overall, she is really proven her worth as a coach, as I will blop here. Blop! This is for the first 2 weeks. We're not even number 1. We're not even number 1. 3 of us are tied for +8 of the 2-0, which is an absolutely massive differential. So that just goes to tell you how high the coaches in this league can get. So, or highly skilled, I should say. And yeah, I guess without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the team. So I went ahead and picked up, I had 2 remaining points, if you guys remember, at the end of my draft, and I realized I really needed a grounded poison or a defogger or a way to get rid of hazards. I did not see a Pokemon that stood out to me in the 2-pointers or 1-pointers that really got rid of hazards, so I decided to choose a grounded poison type to help round out the team and at least get rid of toxic spikes, which can be really massive versus my team. The 2 Pokemon in question were Seviper and Swalot. And both of them did very similar things. Seviper is kind of more offensive as well as more defensive, and I decided to go with the more defensive option. So we've got Mr. Noodle, the Swalot on the team, making his debut appearance, holding the Assault Vest this week with the ability Sticky Hold, Clear Smog, Earthquake, Seed Bomb, and Ice Punch, max attack, max defense, and in a little bit in speed to outspeed certain things I can't remember. But yeah, I figured this Pokemon just had more viability. It can knock off, it can still paralyze with Thunder Wave, it can Toxic Spikes of its own, it can Acid Armor Body Press combo, it gets the Elemental Punches, obviously Poison Jab, it can run Physical or Special, it gets Giga Drain, which can be really, really nice, Swords Dance, Yawn, Zen Headbutt, Amnesia, Belch if I want to do something crazy with that. But yeah, overall, I just figured this Pokemon was a better fit for this team than Seviper. We will see what happens as we move forward, or if I see a 3-pointer, then I might adjust my Tera Captains a little bit. I don't know, we'll see. I'm hoping Swallow puts in a lot of work this week. Clear Smog is there to get rid of setup fodder for a bunch of threats, not the Kingambit, but the Quaquaval, the Kilowattrel, for example, whatever else might be a threat setting up. Earthquake is there because Earthquake does Earthquake things. It's really good into the... I need to pull up the teams. Give me a second. Earthquake is really good for Kingambit. It's really good for Tera Electric Quaquaval. Seed Bomb is there for Tera Water Kilowattrel, Tera Water Quaquaval, and for neutral damage against Toadscruel. Ice Punch is there specifically for Toadscruel, and also super effective damage against Tera Flying Kilowattrel. This is kind of my main special answer, but it can also kind of handle Kingambit if needed. That's why I'm running Adamant. I thought about running Brick Break and Poison Jab, but I decided that Kingambit wasn't, like, I decided these 4 were the best combo to hit her team with. So that's why I'm running this. I'm running Sticky Hold so that way we don't lose our Assault Vest. I do not have any possible healing methods on this Pokemon this week, which kind of sucks, but that's besides the point. It is what it is. Hopefully Swalot will make a lot of work in his debut battle. Next up on the team, we have got the Emperor, aka Empoleon, on the team. This week we are running Flip Turn, Steel Beam, Roost, and Stealth Rocks, max HP, max special defense with the competitive ability and Rocky Helmet. This set looks really freaking good against her team in terms of weakening things down. Kind of similar to what I did last week. This team, especially this team, is really condensed to weakening everything down for our last 2 Pokemon that I will show you to come in and take care of everything else and just destroy everything else, and it's great. So Empoleon with Flip Turn, Rocky Helmet, Stealth Rocks, and Steel Beam Roost combo just does that extremely well. It can take special hits really, really nicely, especially against like the Gardevoir. It can take hits against the Glimmora, the Spectrier, the Kilowattrel even, kind of. Competitive is there just in case they want to try to lower my defenses or something like that, and I hit the competitive Steel Beam combo. That Pokemon's dying to a Steel Beam. Steel Beam just looks so good into her team, and I'm really excited to use it, especially since I have Roost as well. Flip Turn is there for slow momentum. This thing, again, is meant to weaken everything down, get hazards up on the field, force her to click Rapid Spin on the Toedscruel instead of Spore, because Spore does, it's scary. I do not like it at all. Yeah, overall, this thing just does a lot of work, I think, and it's going to be really, really nice. The Rocky Helmet's also there as opposed to leftovers for things like the Talonflame specifically, because this thing can 1v1 the Talonflame, which is also very nice. Next up, we have got another pivoting Pokemon with potentially... I'm trying to think of words that start with P and it's not working. Tornadus Therian. Wingmaster the Tornadus Therian holding the heavy-duty booties this week just in case Glimmora is running rocks, which I'm expecting it to. Air Slash, U-Turn, Focus Blast, and Substitute is the moveset. Very bulky in defense. Special defense pretty decently. Speed is there to outspeed. I believe it is the... not the Quaquaval. It is to outspeed something. I don't remember what it is. I know my calcs. It's fine. I think it's to outspeed the Toedscruel. Yeah, it's I outspeed the Toedscruel without the nature boosting, so which is fantastic. Air Slash is there for Toedscruel specifically, and it also does a lot of damage just in general. U-Turn is there for fast momentum. Focus Blast is there for a Kingambit surprise, and Substitute is there so that way I can try to bait things in, see what she might want to switch in on against this thing, and then figure that out from there. It's probably going to be Bax, but I can still fire off a Substitute and then fire off a quick U-Turn as well, or to like get information. This is like my best information gathering Pokemon, especially with Substitute, which is kind of the main build for the main sets. So this is very likely my lead. I could also lead the Emperor. I could also lead Mr. Noodle. We'll figure it out when we get there. Next up, we have got Nightmare, the Hisuian Zoroark, our last Pokemon that's going to really weaken things down and get in one of our setup sweepers to destroy everything. Colbur Berry is the item. Shadow Ball, Psychic, Memento, and Focus Blast is the moveset. Max HP, 80 in special attack, 176 in speed. 176 in speed is to outspeed Toedscruel. And yeah, this thing just, with the Ghost, Psychic, and Fighting coverage, this thing just 1v1s a lot of Pokemon. Spectrier does not want to go up against this Pokemon. Psychic is good for against the Glimmora, Quaquaval before it Terras, and it just in general. Focus Blast is really good for Kingambit specifically. Shadow Ball also goes really well against the Gardevoir. Memento is there so that way I can really weaken things down if I need to. Obviously against the Kingambit I can't really do that, but again, that's where Focus Blast comes in, and hopefully we don't Memento against a Defiant Kingambit or competitive Kilowattrel, because that would kind of suck. So, yeah, overall this thing gets me a lot of momentum, it gets me a lot of really hard-hitting power. Spectrier I could see being an endgame sweeper, but if Hisuian Zoroark is still alive, and she can't really do anything with Spectrier, because otherwise Hisuian Zoroark will just come in and destroy her in return. So, especially if it's a choice item, like I'm expecting it to be possibly choice Scarfed for a Pokemon you might see a little bit later. So, or well, you will see a little bit later, but it might be for that Pokemon. You get my point. So, regardless, but some things I wanted to talk about. Let's see here. I did think about bringing a couple of other Pokemon. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about these sets that I thought I might bring after I explain all these things. So, next up we've got Torterra, the Torterra, with the Terra-type ground this week. This is the one Pokemon we're bringing that can Terra. We have got Shell Armor with the loaded dice this week. Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, Shell Smash, and Earthquake. Max attack, 56 in defense, 200 in speed to outspeed everything that isn't Scarfed. I'm pretty sure I don't outspeed Scarfed Spectrier or the Scarfed Birds, but that's besides the point. Hopefully this will put in a lot of work. Torterra just nukes so many Pokemon, and it is so much fun. Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, Earthquake combo just destroys. It literally destroys. We will have our defenses lowered once we Shell Smash, and we don't have Synthesis to heal up, but this Pokemon in general, once especially everything is weakened down, and we figure out what's Scarfed and what's not, this thing can come in and just absolutely just destroy everything, and it's going to be so nice to hopefully see this thing pop off. I'm not going to Terra right away, that's for sure, once the Toedscruel's down, because Toedscruel gets Spore. I do have to keep that in mind, that Toedscruel can be a terrifying Pokemon to go up against, and I don't want to Shell Smash on the wrong Pokemon, and I don't want to Shell Smash too early. So I do have to be careful with that. But last up, also making a debut this week, and I'm very excited for, is like possibly going to be the endgame sweeper, and I kind of hope it is for the thumbnail. Eclipse the Roaring Moon with the booster energy this week with the ability Photosynthesis, Knockoff, Acrobatics, Dragon Dance, and Earthquake. HP is 36, attack is 220, speed is 252, plus nature, so that way I can boost my speed with the booster energy, which is what I am preferring. Dragon Dance, I guarantee outspeed Spectrier, that is Scarfed, which is fantabulous because Spectrier gets Draining Kiss, which I learned through watching a Draft League battle. I was like, oh shoot, I should probably prepare for that. So I brought Dragon Dance specifically just for that situation. And I figured Earthquake would be enough to handle Kingambit if it's trying to come in and do a lot of damage to me. I hope. If that is what's going to happen, I don't know, but hopefully that is what happens. Knockoff is there for Stab Dark and just destroys everything. Acrobatics is there for a powerful flying type, 110 flying type move. It just hits everything in general really hard that Earthquake does not handle. And Earthquake, again, is there for Kingambit, Quaquaval, Electric, and all those Pokemon. Yeah, this is going to be my endgame sweeper. Once everything is chipped, then this thing can come in and just sweep. And that's kind of the goal for this game, is the first 4 Pokemon, weaken everything down, Torterra and Eclipse come in and finish the game. That's kind of what I'm hoping will happen, and I'm hoping she doesn't do it first with like Quaquaval or Kilowattrel or Talonflame or Gardevoir or Spectrier or Kingambit. So many threats. In terms of what I think she's going to be bringing, I probably should have put this before, but I think she's going to bring Kingambit, Glimmora, Quaquaval, Kilowattrel, Toedscruel. I could see all of her Pokemon coming, I'm going to be honest. Literally all of our Pokemon have, like, viability against my team, and it is terrifying. Literally, I think Quaquaval is probably going to come. I think Bax is definitely coming. I think Talonflame has a good matchup against my team. I think Kilowattrel also could come. I think Quaquaval might come more than Kilowattrel will. Toedscruel I think is coming a lot because it's her 1 hazard removal, and I've proven how useful hazards are against my team, which is why I'm not bringing webs. I'm also not bringing webs because the Kilowattrel gets competitive, so if it Terra Waters, then it can get to +2. Quaquaval also, or no, it's Kingambit also gets Defiant, and I don't want to have to deal with Defiant. So that's why I'm not bringing webs. I thought about bringing Diancie, I thought about bringing a bulky Diancie, then Terra Firing it, but I decided it just didn't have as good of a matchup as these 6 Pokemon. I think these 6 Pokemon are the best counter to her team, and I'm hoping that that will come in clutch. I also thought about bringing Choice Banded Infernape as well, with Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Mach Punch, and Thunder Punch, but I decided against it because I didn't think it hit as hard as I needed it to, and I thought it might be a bit harder to pivot around with Infernape. So that's why I didn't bring that. And it also had like a bit of a 4-move syndrome too. Like I mentioned before, I thought about bringing a Fighting Move and Poison Jab on Swallow, but I decided against it because of what I talked about already. I did think about bringing Terra Water Torterra, specifically for the Talonflame and Baxcalibur and things like that, but I decided Terra Ground was better in general, like a better defensive typing overall, especially against Terra Electric Quaquaval, which could definitely come. Overall, this was definitely like very much a 50-50, and I might even decide to change it to Water last minute, and I'll let you know if I do. But, because, spoiler alert, we've had to delay our battle quite a bit, so I'll let you know if that changes at all. Curse and Knockoff on Zoroark. I thought about running a Curse set, and I thought about running a Knockoff set on Zoroark. I decided against Knockoff because I want Roaring Moon to do the knocking off instead of the Zoroark. And Curse, I thought about, but I didn't really have a great way of healing afterwards, and I was like, I think it's better to just chip everything down, but predicting switches and things like that, as opposed to getting Curse damage, I thought personally. Maybe I'll regret that, I don't know. Iron Head on Roaring Moon, I thought about bringing Iron Head on Roaring Moon, for Gardevoir specifically, but I just realized that knockoff, Earthquake, Acrobatics are all going to do enough damage to 1v1 Gardevoir once everything is weakened down, which again is the ideal plan. Everything's weakened down so that way Roaring Moon can come in, Dragon Dance, and kill everything. That's the plan. So yeah, I've kept you guys long enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk to the battle right now, I guess. Plop, and we are back. All right, I'm actually really excited because we are actually battling, and I'm super stoked about it. So we've got Talonflame, Baxcalibur, Spectrier, Kingambit, Glimmora, and Quaquaval. All things I pretty much expected to see. Now the question is, what am I going to lead with? I built this team like 2 weeks ago. It's fine. Let's see here. Roaring Moon's gonna be my last Pokemon for Zoroark. Torterra can Shell Smash Sweep if I need it to. Tornadus is actually a really good lead here, because then I can scout to see what she wants to go for. And I think that's kind of what I want to do. So I'm going to do this, Noodle, Emperor, Nightmare, Torterra, and then Eclipse last, I think is what I'm going to do. So they lead Glimmora, which I fully expected. So I'm just going to click U-turn here, I think. I don't think there's a reason for me not to. Yeah, I'm going to click U-turn. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see here. I'm going to send in the Emperor. And then get up my rocks. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get up my rocks as well. Spikes, that's fine. Let's see, does Steel Beam one-shot you? Out of curiosity. Glimmora. Steel Beam can one-shot you, so I'm just gonna Steel Beam. Ooh, good play. Steel Beam, perfect. Alrighty. Alright, well, Empoleon kind of did what it needed to do. So you come in, you're probably going to try to get a KO, so I'm going to slip it into Eclipse. I am poisoned, which does kind of suck. The Spikes also sucks. The Cobble Berry pops off, which is good. Let's see here. This was not the plan, but it's fine. Okay. I can switch it to Mr. Noodle after this, so I'm just going to click Memento here. Alright, that's fine by me. I do wonder if you are Specs. Or not Specs, Scarfed. Because Scarfed into my team looks really good. I will say. Here I'm just going to click Clear Smog. No reason for me not to. Let's see. This is a good game so far. I'm enjoying this. This is fun. Alright, so you do go for the Dark Pulse, which tells me you're probably Scarfed. So I'm actually going to swap into, I'm going to swap into Eclipse. I think you're Scarfed. I'm going to call your Scarf right here, right now. You switch it to Kingambit. Good play. Let's see here. So you're at +1, I believe, right? Isn't that like a +1? Do I Kingambit? Offensive, one ally has fainted. Iron Head to 60 to 70%, Sucker Punch does 26 to 30%. I think I kind of have to click Earthquake here. Or do I click Knock? Yikes. This is not ideal. Let's see, 94. I think I have to click Earthquake here. We do outspeed, which is good. Low kick, good tech, really good tech. Big fan of that tech. What does Torterra look like in this matchup? Shell Smash claims lives. That's what happens here. Talonflame. Out of curiosity, if you're Scarfed, let's say you're Scarfed for fun, because why not? Do you outspeed Torterra at +2? You do outspeed Torterra at +2, so that'd be kind of fire if you are that. I'm going to switch into Torterra. I'm going to click... Let me actually double check. Offensive. One ally is fainted. Iron Head and then Sucker Punch. Yeah, that will do a lot of damage. I'm just going to click EQ. Quaquaval comes in. Interesting. So I am okay with that. I think I let the Emperor go down here. See what they want to Terra into. This is not the best, but not the worst situation I've been in. So let's see what you want to do here. Close combat fails. You don't outspeed me, so I'm just going to switch into Tornadus, and I'm going to click sub. See what you want to do here. Because you don't outspeed me, and you're clicking close combat, so I'm okay with this whole situation. This game is definitely still winnable. Electric, sub, let's see what you want to do. Terra Blast, alright, that's fine. Let's see. I can still win this. I need to figure out how I can win this. Tornadus, Therian, Quaquaval, Electric, Terras. Focus Blast is a roll to KO, and I'm not risking the miss, so I'm just going to click U-turn. I'm going to switch it to Mr. Noodle and let Mr. Noodle go down here, I think. I kind of have to do that. Aqua Step, that's fine. Now, I go into Torterra. And here, I think I kind of have to... There's no reason for you not to Aqua Step here. But I really want to Shell Smash. I don't think I can, unfortunately. I think I have to click EQ. That's also a good play. GG's. I think, yeah, that's a GG. That is a GG right there. Let's see, GG, well played. Yeah, this was a tough matchup going into it, and the 5-0 loss does really freaking suck. But this was a matchup that I just did not have a good... I did not have a good time against this team. I am really glad that we got to actually battle. I'm glad that I did not have to take the forfeit. Because this was like the last day if we were going to battle. This is like literally the last day, and we were already like over a week late. So, yeah, again, GG's, really well played. I don't think I could have done much better. She brought a really, really good team, especially with that, or like the Glimmora set was really good, the Kingambit. She just played really well. So, GG's, really well played. Yeah, here's hoping. I already have my week 4 battles, so spoiler alert. But you'll have to wait and see what that's like. But yeah, I was literally prepping for week 5 as we like went into this fight. So hopefully the future battles ahead will help out a lot. Yeah. Without any further ado, sorry for that you guys had to wait so long for this match, but I'm gonna go ahead and say peace out, mates.